Hi, my name is Peggy and this is my channel Bespoke Ability Sewing. Welcome! Today is Friday, so it is another episode of Friday Sews. Friday Sews is a hashtag that was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room as a way to bring the sewing community together. So thank you, Jen, and thank you for joining me today. This is my 20th episode overall, and I'm thrilled. I have been absent for a while, although I was here earlier this week when I did my Make 9 video, and I will link that below. But I've had a fairly productive week. Nothing very hard, but at least 5 of the things are very useful. Excuse me. I made 5 turtlenecks. Here's one. And I made a t-shirt. So like I say, nothing very hard, but very useful, or at least the turtlenecks are particularly useful for me. It snowed last night and this morning, and there's a lot of snow outside. I spent all morning shoveling my driveway. At any rate, I'm cold, and I'd like to say that I was born in Los Angeles and grew up in San Diego. I am a hot weather girl. I am shocked by snow, but it's beautiful and I'm learning to love it. But still, I'm cold. So I've been wearing a lot of turtlenecks. This is one of my latest ones. And they're just easy to whip out. All of my turtlenecks are the Hepburn turtleneck from Itch to Stitch, which has quite a large size range because they just came out with a larger size range too. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but quite a few, and I will link the pattern below. So I have made this one, which is an orchid. I've made 2 white ones. I've made a red one, and then I made a print one. Now the red one is from an old stash fabric, and I don't even remember where I got it. But the solids, this orchid and the 2 whites, are cotton modal spandex jersey from Stylemaker Fabrics. And then the print one is also from Stylemaker, but it's just a cotton spandex jersey. And it's the top I was wearing just the other day when I did my Make 9 video. But I will put up some pictures. And you'll notice I don't have any pictures of just the turtleneck. It's always layered under something. And the truth is that's how I wear these. Like this, I'm wearing it with my navy hoodie that's old and ready to wear, but because I'm cold, and so these layers just help. So you'll see a picture of me now. I'm wearing my white one with a yellow puffer vest that's ready to wear. I think I got that from Talbot's. And then a scarf that I got years ago from Coldwater Creek. And then I've got the white turtleneck, either that one or a different one, with my red parka, something I wear frequently these days. And then my favorite shot of the white turtleneck is this one that I'm going to put up now. That is of me in the hospital holding my granddaughter for the first time. It was just wonderful. So white particularly I find incredibly versatile. And then I've got a picture of this with just a black cardigan. And I like this orchid color. This is good for me. Very muted, and I like it. Then the red is a good red, a pretty blue red, and I just like that too. And then finally I made, and I'll put up a picture of the red one, I made this pink floral on a navy background, and I really like this fabric. It reminds me of a Liberty Tonalon, except it's a jersey, and it made a great turtleneck. So those were all very successful. Now in the past, when I've made a turtleneck. I have sewn the seams with like a basting stitch, and then gone over those seams with the serger and hemmed them on the cover stitch. Now I've still hemmed all these on the cover stitch, but I didn't use the sewing machine at all. I did everything on the serger except for the hemming, and worked out great. I did use a lot of pins, and so I had to be careful to pull out the pins as I was sewing, but no problems. I did reinforce all the back shoulders with interfacing. I don't know if it says to do that in the pattern. I can't remember, but it's something that I've always done and will continue to do. Other than that, I had added length to the sleeves and to the bodice when I made this for my daughter a couple of years ago, and I just continue the same. So I'm really pleased with these turtlenecks, and I am not ruling out making more because they're just a great staple. And like I say, I like to layer them. And I don't know if you're this way or not, but in the winter, if my neck is warm and my wrists and my ankles, then I'm usually pretty good temperature-wise. And in the summer, if my neck is covered up, then I'm hot. I can't stand it. So I don't know if my neck is unusually sensitive or if that's just a normal thing. But it is what it is. Okay, then the last thing I made, I'll try and show this to you. It's not great on the hanger, but is a t-shirt. Now, it's a t-shirt with a twist, not a literal twist. So this fabric is a bamboo blend jersey, and I got it from Fabric Mart quite a few years ago. So I'm using this fabric for this top because I don't know how well this is going to fit. This is for my daughter, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't, oh well. So this is the Cashmere Concord t-shirt, and it used to go from size 12 up to 30 something, I think. And then they expanded the size range a couple years ago, which I think starts at a 6 or at an 8. And I bought it, and I make a 10 for me and I make a 10 for my daughter. But, and here's the twist, I bought the nursing expansion. So I don't know if you can see this. There's an overlay here, and you lift it up, and there's an underlay with, here, I'll take it off the hanger. There's an underlay that allows for nursing access, which it's kind of hard to see. But you're supposed to turn these under and sew down on the underlay, so hem it. But I decided just to serge the edges. I think that'll be fine, but we'll see. At any rate, the twist is that that Cashmere has a nursing expansion pack for a couple of their patterns, including the Concord. And so I bought it. I did look at the sizes, so I was aware of this little glitch, but the sizes for the nursing expansion start at a size 12 and go up to whatever. So I bought it even though I knew this was going to be too big for the size 10 that I'd be making for my daughter. But I figured they were close enough that I could finagle the pattern pieces and make them just a little bit smaller. So this would only affect the overlay and the underlay. And was I successful? I'm not sure because I haven't seen this on my daughter yet. I obviously haven't given it to her yet. And the only other thing I did was I did a facing at the neck instead of the neckband, because the neckband that came with the nursing expansion just didn't fit. I mean, I could have drawn my own, but was late, and I thought I'm just going to do a facing. I interfaced the facing, finished the raw edge with the serger, and then did I sew that in? No, I did use the serger, and then I tacked. So I did use the sewing machine a little bit because I stitched in the ditch at the shoulder seams so that the facing would stay down, and then I hand stitched the facing to the underlay, and I did a few stitches in back. So the facing should stay put, but we'll see. It was a pretty easy sew. I mean, it was a little more complicated than usual because of I had to get my mind around the whole nursing construction, but it makes sense, and I'm hoping my daughter will like it. And now over Christmas, I had decided I liked this idea, and I knew that in her non-pregnant days, she liked the Love Notions Classic Tee. I had made several for her. And so I took this same concept of the nursing expansion pack has for the Concord, and I applied it to the Love Notions Classic Tee. And then I gave her those for Christmas. And I don't think she's had a chance to try them on yet. It's still pretty early days. But if she likes those better, then I'm set to make more of those. Those are my makes for this week. So that's 6 things. So really, that's pretty good. Of course, they were all pretty easy, but the turtlenecks in particular are going to get a lot of wear as long as it's cold here. And it's going to be cold here for a while. It was 12 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. It got up to 27, which is downright tropical. Well, 27 Fahrenheit. I know if it were 27 Celsius, that would be pretty nice, but it's not. Any rate, I'm trying to think if there's I've cut out a pair of Closet Core Pietra pants, the tapered leg version, this time in a light denim, a lightweight, or sort of a medium to lightweight denim. I hope that won't be too puffy in the back, but we'll find out. And I made the Pietras last summer in seersucker, and I liked those. And so to those I had added, I think, 4 inches of length overall. And I have, for this pair that I've just cut out, I have added an additional inch in length. So I'll see how that turns out. And the other thing that I'm working on that I hope to have done tomorrow is a garment from my fabric from my Think Pink box. So look for a video for that probably early next week, I hope. So at any rate, I'd say that's about it for me. The highlight for me in recent days is the birth of my new granddaughter, and life is great. I hope life is great for you too. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you early next week. Bye.